When we first dove into Project 2, our group began brainstorming customer segments. After much discussion, including our own personal experiences, we decided that our customer segment would be first generation college students at UM, primarily freshmen who came from a minority background. We wondered what difficulties the students experienced upon arriving to campus, so our interview questions revolved around these struggles that they initially faced. In our first week, we used Alex's group chat La Casa to contact first generation college freshmen and interviewed over 15 students.
There's a thing called festival they hold here, and all different organizations come out and they set up different tables and they talk about themselves. But it was a struggle for me at first because there's so many. It's just I was just out there. I like so many, but it was just too much information for me to grasp. So
I'd say like the biggest issue has been honestly just like struggling to figure out my major. Like basically.
Right, so the main trouble I had fitting into an organization or a club was that I actually missed quite a few deadlines to join them, including a business fraternity as well as a couple sports clubs. This was because I had the impression that a club is something you could join at any point of the year. It wasn't something you had to apply for and get into. And I was pretty misguided on information.
Through this initial customer discovery, we gathered data and analyzed the results. We found that the most prevalent problem that these freshmen faced was finding a student organization that fit their interests. So our original problem statement was, freshmen entering the University of Michigan, who are first-generation college students from a minority background, struggle with finding a campus organization or community that allows them to connect with people of a similar cultural background. Based on this problem statement, we believe that a good solution would be a website that compiled a list of campus organizations involved in cultural engagement, so students could easily search for a club that fits their background. However, we decided to talk to the Office of Academic Multicultural Initiatives about our idea first. After talking to the staff at the First Generation Gateway program, we realized that similar websites were already out there, such as Maze Pages, and felt that adding another resource would further complicate the search. So we decided to pivot with our problem. In our second round of interviews, we tried to quantify this struggle of finding the right organization, and our questions focused on what barriers students faced in their search.
Well, I tried looking for clubs on Maze Pages, but anytime I tried to contact them, it never ended up anywhere, so I never knew when to join or what times the clubs met at.
I tried to rush a social fraternity and I ended up not knowing which one is doing what and what's the difference between the two and who should I even talk to.
We found that many potential customers had difficulty getting in contact with the organizations in order to ask when they had meetings and what resources the club offered to further their social and professional development. They often relied on friends and word of mouth to determine meeting times for clubs and the benefits that joining a club gave. Our problem statement then became, freshmen entering the University of Michigan who are first-generation college students from a minority background struggle with contacting cultural campus organizations and finding out what professional and social resources they offer to their members. To solve this new problem statement, we decided to test the idea of a website that compiled advice from first-generation upperclassmen of what clubs they joined, resources that the club offered, and general meeting times and locations. We reached out to clubs via email about their contact information, and also presented our ideas at a few club meetings. Another round of interviews found that there was an interest in this idea, with some students pre-signing up by giving us their email. Following this customer discovery, the first iteration of our product was born. We made flyers advertising our website and spread them around campus, where students could leave feedback through an online survey. We also reached out to some members of the organization First Generation College Students at Michigan to test our initial product. Our starting assumption was that the information that we had for each club would be sufficient for students to decide whether or not to join. However, after showing the website to the first gen students, our assumptions were changed, and we received valuable feedback on how to improve it.
I do really like your website. I think it's really nice. The only thing I would suggest is perhaps including some contact information on here, such as email addresses or the phone numbers of your members so we can easily contact them.
Yeah, I really like that idea too. It'd be easier to get in contact with the club members and know exactly what their resources are. And then if someone decides to join that club, then they would have contact of someone already in there and possibly have a friend as well.
So we incorporated this feedback into our second iteration of the website. In the end, our service included a list of cultural organizations that First Gen upperclassmen were involved in, with their advice on the club's available resources and a club officer's email address to allow students to directly contact them to set up one-on-one meetings for more information. Overall, this venture taught us a lot about customer discovery, identifying and validating a problem statement, and iterating on a solution based on customer feedback. We are very happy with our service, and with increasing interest in our website, we hope to connect more first-generation freshmen with an organization that fits their cultural and professional needs.